Welcome back to the channel. All right, it's time for the spicy meter video of Vox. We're going to talk about how to play them, the basic loop, right? Their abilities, their immunities, and there are a lot. And also, with Arcade coming out, I think the Undermine off of Vox's SB1 has become even more valuable. You can get it up, keep it up, and do massive, massive degen damage as you go. We'll also talk about, are they recoil friendly? The signature ability. And I'm going to show you a really cool thing with their pre-fight. Let's jump into this. There's a lot to get to here. Oh, and then of course, at the end, as always with these videos, we will place Vox on the monthly tier list, right? I'm doing that for 4 years, kind of talk it through a little bit. And I do see some avenues and some ways where Vox could get promoted very much in Metascore and also in their flow or potentially their budget. So let's jump into this, okay? We're going to start off and you're going to see we're going to be doing a lot of parry, medium, light, medium. And the reason for that is Vox is all about these corrupted buffs, right? They have a plus 300% ability accuracy. As soon as we land our first medium, you can see it. We're going to get that fury up, right? And then the first light, and then it's actually the fourth light, would give us a chance to get those cruelties. And we're going to use all of these when we throw our special. We're going to transfer them on to Star-Lord as degen, right? So for each of these buffs we have on us, we're going to put a degen on. Those degens last, I think it's for 10 seconds, 13 seconds. And the longer they on, the more damage they do. So you're going to see those red numbers. You can see they're already going up because they're lasting longer. When you throw the special one, you get an Undermine buff, right? So you can handle auto block, those sorts of things. Think about it with Arcade. And then when you throw the special 2, you get the Vigilance buff. It is less practical for me, in my opinion, to consider Vox a miscounter. Once you do get it up, you can keep it up because of the way Vox transfers the buffs to degens, then the degens back to buffs. But it takes you longer to get into it, and it does slow down Vox's ramp considerably. So you saw how fast that was. And I'll show you there's other ways to do that fight. Vox is very flexible. That's one of the things I really do like about them. Now, I'm going to use this as an opportunity to talk about the signature ability, because we're going to show off one of the things I like about it most, which is bullet point number 2. Each time Vox's personal degens are inflicted. So when the degen is on the opponent, not when you have the buffs, when the degen's on the opponent, the next time Vox strikes the opponent's block, or the opponent activates an unblockable or unstoppable. That's less practical. I'm glad it's there. It's nice because it's something that can interrupt Vox's flow, but it's less practical in my opinion, or less something I would look to use. But lots of the times, you know, if the AI just goes a little passive, you can tap them on the block. You're going to get this nice pause for 1 second, 1.13 at level 20, and then it goes up to 2 full seconds at level 200. It helps you out, right? Because if you have the degen fall off the opponent before you transfer it back onto yourself as buffs, you lose the whole thing. You got to start over. So that is not good. You don't want that. And you're going to see the pause come into play here. So now we're going up against this bigger Star-Lord, right? About 850,000 health. And we'll talk about kind of like the ideal, right? And I want to make this very clear though. 2 things. 1, you do not have to try to get these highs. And 2, if you feel like you're close to losing your degen, throw the special 1. Unless you just really need the vigilance for some reason, throw the special 1. It's fine. And you're going to do tons of damage. Vox is very flexible this way. So you can see we're going in, we're doing the medium, light, medium. We're getting all those buffs up. That's another really key important part is you saw how much I triggered dex, right? You get the precisions. They can stack up to 10, right? And then they will then become corrupted buffs, and they expire 1 at a time. You use them 1 at a time, so you keep up the benefit there. Now, we went as close as we could to the special 2. This is like the ideal way of playing, all right? Went to the special 2, and it's going to transfer over all those buffs into degen. And we did that for a couple reasons. 1, it gives us more time to get more buffs to create degens. You can see we put 23 on. Watch how much damage it's doing, and how the longer they stay on, the more they're going to tick for. The other reason why you do it is because it gives you the best chance of doing exactly what we're about to do. And we are going to throw the special 2. Remember bullet point 1, the signature ability, right? It increases like the potency of the degens for every scythe hit. Well, scythe is the name of the weapon that Vox is holding. Watch how many hits of the special 2 are scythe hits. Also, the degens pause during Vox's special attacks. So that is not only elongating the amount of time the degens are on, but it's giving them more time to grow. And the special 2 is very long. So that's why you're getting as close as you can to special 2 when you throw your first special. Then you're going all the way back to the special 2 and watch this. Watch the damage like amplification here. Watch this. We're going in, we're going to throw it, and the red numbers are just going to tick and tick and tick. The special's taking forever, a lot of scythe hits, and then we've got all these buff backs because we've placed all of that degen on, right? And then now we're going to go in and just casually throw our special 1, and then look how many degens have been created thanks to all those buffs we had, right? And this is a fight, obviously, where we did not mind if we had Undermine or Vigilance, so it really didn't matter. I do think Vigilance is going to be the one buff that's going to really come into play. It's the versatility, right, with Arcade and champions like that you're often going to be using Vox for, but he does have the Vigilance. It's there if you need it. Now, we're going to go in, and I want to show you another fight here. Let's go ahead and see it. It's going to be the smaller Star-Lord. And one of the reasons I want to show that to you is because I accidentally went all the way to my special 2 first. And I saw the time, I was like, wow, that went really, really fast. And so then I did it again, and it went exactly the same speed. It was 37 seconds, 38 seconds, 37 seconds. I was consistently having just as much success in just as short of a period of time, going straight to my SP2 against the smaller health pool Star-Lord as I was going and trying to do the more complicated route of getting close to special 2, SP1, and then back up. And it made sense. And I even talked briefly with DLL about it, is he's like, well, you know, you've got all those buffs on you by the time you throw that special 2. And if you look at it, we've got 20 degens on. So as a result, we've got plenty of time. And you can see that Star-Lord could have been significantly larger in health, and we would have been A-okay. So this is what I mean. There is a lot of flexibility here in Vox as far as how much damage you need to do, how big the health pool of the opponent is, and then how you want to play him. It also kind of shows me that the vigilance from the SP2, it's not impractical. I discount it slightly in the budget, but it's not impractical, and it does have value. Now, last thing I want to show you is this, right? This is really cool, and this is going to be that little part on the signature ability. And I will admit that I didn't think I would enjoy this at all. It felt like something that like your most advanced players in the game would do, and even then I'm not sure. And it's this never back down on. It feels similar to Serpent's, I can't think of what the term is, but where he almost like will not go backwards. And you're going to see that with Vox. You literally can't move backwards. You can stop, you can parry, and you can move forward. And the idea is it's going to help you get precisions from decks. Now, the Star-Lord just happened to play enemy. I did this once. This is the first recording. I just did it. But right there, you can see how many precisions we were able to build up. And that helps you with your damage tremendously. Now, I don't advise doing this because it can get a little troublesome. Star-Lord's animations aren't the most difficult. I'm obviously very used to them, having played against Star-Lord for years now. But it does, I have to admit, allow you and help you get your precisions going, right? But you can see the special is not too hard to evade and that sort of thing. So all of those things work together, I think, very nicely. I can see if someone was really dedicated to it and wanted to get as many precisions as they could, taking advantage of this, probably getting some really cool results out of it. But you're going to ultimately see it doesn't save me that much time. And I do think it ups the potential danger or of the fight going sideways on you quite a bit. So I don't know if it's worth the squeeze. There's probably scenarios where it is, but nonetheless, I wanted to show you, and I wanted you to see that it is doable. I was able to do it. This was my first time on it against a champion with relatively simple animations, taking out 850,000 health, and I think it's going to be like 1 minute and 10 seconds here. Let's see the final score. 1 minute and 11 seconds. And then very quickly, is Vox recoil friendly? They are immune to poison. There is that. The rest of their immunities are immunity to power burn, power drain, power lock, and special lock, kind of that suite of power manipulation immunities that we're kind of getting used to and wanting out of our cosmic champions when we can get it. I think this is really up to you. And this is if you're comfortable enough with recoil, I think you're probably going to be okay with it, right? There is the poison immunity, and you can spec into, I think it's coagulate. They're wanting to throw specials, but you saw how much damage they're doing. So if the health pool is small enough, you're throwing maybe 2 specials before recoil is kicking in. So I'm not going to give them the recoil friendly emoji on the general tier list, but for the sake of this video, I think it's kind of a user beware But yeah, go ahead if you're familiar with it. I think this is someone that you could use, and their damage is enough that I think you're going to get a lot of fights over pretty quickly, and you're not spamming 3 and 4 specials. Okay, and then here's Vox on the latest tier list. Now it's June, and we're going over all the top 10s. I know we've just done the best of 2023, the best of 2024. We're going to go over every single class and the top 3 champions in the game. And you can see by this right here, Vox is not going to show up in the Cosmic class top 10, top 15 with the honorable mentions. But I want to make this very clear. There's a reason why we've named the tiers what we have, and you'll see there's champions we don't even rank. Like, they don't even show up on this tier list. Being in the 3rd tier are very good champions. Nova, Gore, Maestro is actually pretty good. Cersei's phenomenal. Terex, Odin, Angela. Like, these are some of people's favorite champions. Some of my favorite champions to use are in this tier. One of the things holding back Vox is it's the lack of versatility. And I want to make this very clear. We are looking to split hairs when we're trying to talk about the best champions in the game when there's like almost 300 champions. And that's why I like Vox so much. And I'm saying that if Arcade, I think, ends up being a pretty meta defender, and I think that's a big if. We won't know yet. Arcade is not technically in the game as I'm making this video. If Arcade is a troubling defender, Vox's stocks are going to go through the roof because their access to Undermine is incredibly simple. I mean, you saw this was parry, medium, light, medium. You can play them that simply. And if you want the Undermine, you can just go SP1 over and over and over. They're not being used a ton in Battlegrounds, and it's almost ironic because they definitely, I think they have a 5 out of 5 damage score on their spotlight on the Kabam website, and I can totally see it. You can see, like, once you're set up, you get the buffs, you transfer them over to degen, you then use a special to get the degen back to buffs, you're getting the intensify when you do that, and their damage is ramping, and you just transfer them back and forth. So I can see how they ended up with a very high damage score, and yet as far as like being what we would call a nuke and being speedy in Battlegrounds, they're a little bit slower, a little bit. But then all their buffs have the plus 300% ability accuracy, so people can use them for Maestro with the glancing. To me, this is like the epitome of the super hot tier. These are champions that if you have a smaller account, they can be fantastic for you. They're going to clear so many things. So you can put them in the Battlegrounds deck and they're going to do great work for you. Or if you have a larger account and you just happen to like them, they're one of those champions you can put in and you're going to know how to use them, and they're going to do great content clearing. They're going to help you in Battlegrounds, potentially in War. Remember, he's even got the poison immunity. So I know it's hard, right? Because I know viewers do this when they see champion in the 3rd tier. They're like, why did you even make the video? And it's like, because this is a great champion. That's why. If you have any questions, let me know, though. Let me know what you think we got right. Let me know what you think we got wrong. And then just so you know, in case I haven't said it, and I think I have, but I might have forgotten because I've had to do a few takes, is even just a single point, because this did cause me to rate Vox slightly higher in one of the categories. A single point in their flow, which I think could go up, and in meta, would put them right into the scorching tier. So if Arcade or just even some node sets are asking us to counter auto block, but we can't use our true sense or those sorts of things, Vox's stocks will go up and they'll be right in the scorching tier. So if you really like Vox and you feel like Vox can do a tremendous amount for you, I think you can confidently consider them in the scorching tier. It's just about who do you know how to use, what's your deck and your account got going on, and who's best for you to rank up. As usual, though, let me know what we think we got right. Let me know what we think we got wrong. And I'm really looking forward to monitoring this ranking over the next few months, as Arcade, I think, really could push Vox up into the scorching tier. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.